welcome to the Sarah channel. Today I'll be telling you what homeschooling is like and helping you decide if homeschooling is what you want to do. This video is for children and teenagers ages 6 to 18 and grades 1st through 12th. I'll have 7 sections in this video and they will be 1st through 3rd grade, 4th through 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and then high school / homework, because I'm not really in high school yet, so I won't be talking that much about high school, mostly homework. And the 7th section is frequently asked questions. I would recommend that every age group watch that part of the video. If you're going to skip over, like if you're in elementary, you're going to skip over middle school and high school, go to frequently asked questions, because that is an important part of the video. Probably answer a lot of your questions. First, I'll be telling you about my elementary years. So, before I started homeschooling, I was in 1st grade, the beginning of first grade, and I was thinking, well, if I get homeschooled, like I had this picture in my mind. I was in my house and I was playing with my Barbies on the ground, watching TV. And my mom was washing the dishes, and that's just what I thought homeschooling would be like. I'm like, you know what, if I homeschool, then, I mean, my mom will just forget about my school, and I'll just be able to play all day and do whatever I want. That's not what happens. In my earlier years, which was 1st through 3rd grade, I basically did the same amount of work that I did in public school, but in the comfort of my own home, and my mom was my teacher, and that was actually a lot better, as you would imagine. So, 1st through 3rd grade, it was pretty much the same as public school, but like easier because I was in my house. And 4th through 5th grade, I started doing co-ops, which are like, they're homeschool groups. They're like miniature schools, but they're not really schools. You can pick what you do in them. I was a part of a co-op called STEM, S-T-E-M, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics, and I'm pretty sure they do that in public school too, but this was a co-op. This was a homeschool group co-op. There was zoology, there was botany, geology, and I think that's all. But I did these along with my normal homeschooling as extracurricular activities. And there was another co-op that I was in 4th and 5th grade. It was called PATH. I don't remember what that stood for, but it was basically a bunch of just fun classes that you could take. You could take more harder classes, but I just took the fun ones. I took like create your own country, money management, marine biology, and a bunch of other classes that I enjoyed most of the time. Money management wasn't really that fun, but it doesn't sound like it's that fun. Okay, so also I got, in 4th and 5th grade, I got to really focus on my interests, what I wanted to do in life. Like, I liked arts, crafts, animals, nature, all that stuff, and I got to do that all the time, other than school. And I got out early, so it was better. Now for middle school. I'll do each grade separately, and I'll put the grade at the beginning of each, when I start them. So anyway, 6th grade. This little thing down here, that's what I'm gonna do. So you can skip through the video to your grade if you want to. 6th grade, I continued PATH. We did a lot of field trips. Like 1 or 2 or 3, 1 or 2 a month. And in middle school, I started doing stuff on my own, so I would do everything on my own, basically. I do reading, writing, math, science, typing, read-alouds, I do with my mom. That was our history and our Bible study. But everything else, I did on my own. Let's see, I did, so you may be thinking, well, what about all the activities that you could do in regular school? like school plays. Well, they actually have homeschool plays. I was part of a homeschool group called Fish, and they had school plays. And I was in 2 of those. I was able to skip grades in math and stuff. I was doing 8th grade math in 6th grade, and I was doing high school science, physical science. I'm looking at my list here, I hope you don't mind. In homeschool, I was able to really discover what I wanted to be when I grew up. At first, I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. Then I decided that I wanted to be a zoologist. And then I decided that I wanted to not only be a zoologist, but also a businesswoman at the same time. And I wanted to create a company, and I'm not going to tell you about it because I don't want you to steal my idea. I have not created it yet, but I'm in the process. So that's actually all I have on my list for 6th grade. So if there's something else that you wanted to know, then go ahead and comment below, and I'll try to answer your question as a reply to your comment. Now for 7th grade. 7th grade, we took a break year from all the co-ops. No co-ops at all. Like, no homeschool groups. We were in HEAT, which is a homeschool group, but we didn't really do any classes. So, subjects, I pretty much did the same subjects as in 6th grade. I did reading. I'll just tell you what I did for my subjects, because I don't really have much on my list for 7th grade either. 7th grade, I did reading. I did a Bible study. Writing, I would create newspapers and short stories, poems, and I would write papers too. Math, I did online math. Science, wow, that's a really loud plane. Science, I did science in 7th grade. I think I continued doing physical science. Wow, I did that for 2 years. Okay, I did physical science for 2 years. Physical science. Typing. I did an online typing program. Obviously, it's going to be online because it's typing. And we also did read-alouds. I'm sorry, I have all my subjects in my head in order, and I have to recite them all the time in order to think of what's next. I was able to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, get all my schoolwork done by 10, and teach my brother when he woke up. Well, he woke up at like 8 or 9, and I would teach him, like do his school for him. And my mom did it most of the time, but I did do it a lot. So that's it for 7th grade. Again, if there's something that you wanted to know that you didn't hear, go ahead and comment below, and I will try to answer that for you. 8th grade. Now that I'm in 8th grade, I am doing some high school classes. I'm doing American Sign Language I'm saving that for the high school section. If you want to see what I'm doing for my high school classes, go ahead and watch the high school section as well. So I do an American Sign Language class, a biology class, a newspaper class where I'm doing comics for the homeschool newspaper. It's basically like a school newspaper, but homeschool. We're raising chickens as a little project, homeschool project, and I'm also teaching Luke this year. And in case you're wondering, there is homework in homeschool for my classes, my ASL, biology, and newspaper. And I'll show that to you in the high school section, which I'm going to do now because I don't really have anything else to say for 8th grade. Again, if you have any questions about 8th grade, go ahead and comment below and I will try to answer your question because I can't really think of anything. Okay, high school, American Sign Language. So for American Sign Language homework, each week we have a word search with finger spelling. We learn 20 different signs a week, and we have to review those. And we also have a study guide that we are assigned some lessons to practice in. Some lessons in there. Okay, and biology. For biology, I'm assigned to read half a module out of this biology book that's super thick each week, and answer the on your own questions. And here's an example of an answer sheet to all the on your own questions. I basically just write them down on a piece of paper and turn them into my teacher. She doesn't write back though, she just checks them. And we also create biological keys and stuff like that. And just so you know, the classes in homeschool are entirely optional. So you don't have to be a part of a homeschool group or anything, but it does give you some chance to make friends out of like church activities and stuff like that, if you even go to a church. It does give you a teacher other than your mom or dad, and it also can probably make doing high school credit stuff easier, because you do need to have a certain amount of credits, I think, to pass high school. So I have a couple frequently asked questions. Okay, so there's only 4 actually. So the first question is, how am I going to know anybody? How am I going to make any new friends? How am I going to stay in touch with my old friends? Okay, so first of all, you can stay in touch with your old friends. It's not like you're moving to a different planet. You probably would be better off making new friends if you're in a homeschool group or in a class, even better, because you can be in a homeschool group and then you don't do anything with it. You're just in a homeschool group, and that's all. Some people do that. They're just like, I'm in a homeschool group. But anyway, I would recommend going to the events, going to classes if you want to meet new people. You could also meet new people at church, at other stuff that you do, anything. Other than school that you can make friends with, you can make friends there. Another question is, are there curriculums, programs, or does my mom make everything up? Okay, so the answer to that would be, there are curriculums for homeschool. There are lots of curriculums for homeschool. There are online programs, there are online classes, online games even. You could get a game on your tablet or your computer and use that as your math, probably for the more younger levels. High schoolers probably gonna be working out of a textbook or online or taking a class, and there are math classes. Is there anything that I'm able to do when I'm homeschooled that I'm not able to do when I'm not homeschooled? Yes, there is. There are lots of things that you could do. Well, if you are like me and you wake up early and you get all your schoolwork done really early, like by 10 or something, then you can do a lot of stuff with your day. Because usually people don't get out till like, I don't even know anymore, like 3 or 4. So 10 to 3 or 4, that's a long time period where you can do other stuff. So first of all, if you're in classes, I'd recommend doing homework. Second of all, if you're not in classes, then you have a lot of time on your hands. You can do what you love. You could make YouTube videos. You could do art. You could skip a grade with all that time. And you could make your own business, which is what I'm doing. I'm also making YouTube videos. There's a lot of possibilities out there, and you can accomplish all those things if you're homeschooled. And another thing that a lot of people want to know is if you have to take a test each year to go to the next grade. No, you do not. In homeschooling, you can hire a teacher to just look over all the work that you've done that year, and they basically just check to see if you've improved, and if you've improved, you pass. You're in the next grade. It's really easy and a lot less stressful than all those tests that you have to take at the end of the year in public school. That's it for the frequently asked questions. Actually, that's it for the whole video. That's all I have. So if there's any questions that I did not answer for you, or if there's anything that you didn't hear in this video that you wanted to hear, then please tell me in the comments, and I will try to answer that question or tell you what you wanted to know. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.